Hello, my friends. Welcome to Painting with Harold. I am Harold. And tonight we have us a 16 by 20 inch canvas turned on the landscape. And I'm trying something different tonight. I've got a smaller little easel here I'm working with. Try to get a better camera angle. I've had a couple comments that sometimes it's kind of difficult to see what I'm doing because my canvas in that last part of that last video was kind of off center. Excuse me. And one of the trees was completely out of the shot, and some of the bushes were out of the shot, and I think some of the bottom right corner was out of the shot. Uh, got approached by a couple of folks wanting to know if I would do a Northern Light painting, and I told them that right now on YouTube everybody's doing Northern Light paintings, and I mean they're there. But they kindly said they wanted to see how I done it, and I told them I would definitely give it a shot. And I do have a simplified uh, Northern Lights painting that I do. Uh, a lot of people like it, some people don't, but I'll go ahead and do it tonight, and I hope you guys like it. If you don't, just tell me in the comments, and we'll be sure to not do it again. It's a real easy painting to do. All right, now y'all done made me dig deep and pull out my old board here. My palette tonight is gonna be a real simple palette. I mean, it's titanium white. I got two piles. I got phthalo blue, and then I've got some mountain mix. And those are all the three colors I'm using. That is it. And I'm gonna try to maneuver this big old thing around up here. I got a smaller one somewhere, but I can't find it. This is usually what this is sitting on. Is usually my palette. But I got some fan brushes out. I got some 1 inch brushes and knives and 2 inch brushes, just normal brushes for tonight. And what I've done to the canvas is I coated it with a very, 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 very thin coat of liquid white. I mean, liquid clear. And then I went over the entire canvas with phthalo blue, the whole canvas. And the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna pick up a fan brush, and I'm just gonna grab a number 6 fan brush. Now you can do this with different colors. You can come up here and put like a phthalo green and a alizarin crimson, blue. You can mix colors. You can end up with a lavender. You can do whatever color you want up here as long as it's transparent. You don't have to use the same colors I'm using. I'm just going to try to show you a very simple Northern Lights painting. And what I normally do is I'll come in here and I'll start and I'll make me a brush stroke in here, and I'll bring it around to where I want it to stop. Then I'll come up to the top of the canvas somewhere, and then I'll do me another one, and then I can come over here and do another one, just to get an idea about where I want my curtains to be. That's all this is. It's just a general idea. But you can see it pulled off some phthalo blue on my brush. So I'm gonna grab me a paper towel, and I'm gonna knock that little bit of color off. I'm gonna come right up here in my titanium white. First thing I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna load the brush up with titanium white. And I'm gonna come up here on the side, and I'm just gonna start tapping this titanium white in here. Just tapping it. That's all I'm doing. And I just want to tap it around and just carry it off back there somewhere and let it kind of disappear. Just about like that. Then I'm going to knock off the little bit of blue it picked up. Then I'm going to come back in my titanium white again. And I'm going to do the same thing up here. I'm just going to come in here, tap me on some white, make my turn, and then let it join up right over here and just disappear right off the canvas. Then I'm going to do the same thing up here. I'm going to come in here, just tap on some white, make that turn, and come in here and just let it disappear right in here with these other colors, just like so. And then I will take this brush, knock out a little more of the white. I don't have my magnet tonight, so I'm going to lay it over here on my bucket for now. And then I'm going to move my palette out of the way. And I'll pick me up a 1-inch brush. So I'm going to come up here with this 1-inch brush. And all I'm going to do is start right at the bottom and just pull it straight up. Straight up. That's the key. You want to pull these straight up. Just pull them straight up out of there. Then when you get over here to the corner, come on the inside. And that way it'll make it look like it turned. See how it did that? When I got right there, I come on the inside of it. Then you can come up here, and we're going to do the same thing. Okay, see what I did right there? I kind of made a mistake. I'm a little too close. I should have dropped down under this piece here a little bit. I mean, not that we can't work around it, we can, but it would have been a whole lot easier not to have to, because we want these colors coming straight up. Just pull them straight up out of there. When they get over here to the end, come on the inside and start pulling them up that way, just like so. Then the same thing out here. Pull them straight up, till they get to the inside, and then just pull them in like so. Just as long as they're coming straight up, about like that. Let me grab my monitor here and see. Yep, like over here you can see. Alright, but anyway, once we do that with that 1-inch brush, we're going to come back now and we're going to pick us up a 2-inch brush. And you will need a paper towel on standby for this. But we're going to come in here and we're going to make a long sweeping stroke. And then knock that paint off. Do it again, knock the paint off. Every time I make that up pull, I'm coming back and I'm knocking that little bit of paint off my brush, because it's going to pick up a little bit every time you do this. Now it don't pick up a lot, but it picks up some. So, and you can make yours as long as you want. Yours don't have to be as long as mine. That's entirely up to you. And then once you get them all pulled like that, you can come back and you can do it several more times. You can sit here and do this until you pull every one of them completely off the canvas, if that's what you want. That's entirely up to you. This is a very, very, very individual kind of painting. And you know, if you ever watch Bob always encouraged us to make a painting your own. You know, he never wanted you to try to duplicate a painting. He'd always say, Make it your own. You know, this your world. But that's all you got to do. I mean, it's just that simple to pull those curtains up there like that to give them a different color. Now, in some parts of the world, uh, most northern lights only see one color. Everybody don't get to see, you know, where the northern lights are. They don't get to see all the real vivid colors of the rainbow. And if you know, if you don't want to do yours in one color, like I said, feel free to add as many colors as you want. You can definitely do that. But that's all you got to do. Is just a few little strokes like that. And just like that, you have a beginning of Northern Lights. I got a hair keeps interfering right in there. Alright, now, since we got that much done, we'll knock off this color off this brush and we'll hang on to it for a few minutes. Then I'll pick up my palette knife and we'll grab my palette over here again. And I'm gonna bring it in here and I'm gonna pull down that mountain mix just as flat as I can get it. Then I'm gonna come across here and get that little roll of paint. That's all I did. And I'm gonna come right here and I'm gonna put my first peak about right here. Now I know this is not gonna, it's not gonna want to show up in this camera because we're using dark color on a dark canvas. But if you do this painting at home, you'll be able to see your color that you're putting on. And I might could arrange the lights in a way that you could, but I'm scared it's gonna throw a glare on it, and I don't want to do that. So I'll just pull it in like so. Now when we come back with the highlights, I'll pick up just a little bit more color. When we come back with the highlights, you'll be able to see everything we've done right here. And it'll begin to make sense. It's just until we do that, applying this dark color on this black canvas it kind of makes it tough. I mean, I know that. But sitting right here at it, I can see everything I'm doing. But now you can kind of see now why we ran those northern lights the way we did. Those curtains. They're gonna come behind this mountain range. It's gonna be like they disappeared back there. Which is kind of what we were going for. Alright, come in there and pull as much of this paint out as I can. Now, I'm going to grab a 2-inch brush again. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start pulling this color out. Now it's going to have a little blue on it now, so you may be able to see it some. But just like that, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start pulling as much of it out as I can. Just pulling it down, just like so. And then once you get this color pulled out, and you start coming back up with your highlights and your shadow color, you'll be able to see the entire mountain then. Because right now, I'm pretty sure on this camera, it don't look like I'm doing nothing. You probably think I'm tricking you, but I'm not. There's a mountain here. We just gotta shake him out. He's there. All right, now I'll go ahead and knock the color out of this brush as much as I can, then I'll drop it in the thinner, because we about done with it for now. If we need another one, we'll either wash that one real good or pick up another one. Okay, now I'm going to bring my palette up again where you can see this. Alright, I want to grab a little of this white right here. Probably about that much. Let's just bring it over here. Can you see that? Yeah. Alright, I want to come in here and on about that much blue. It's not much blue at all. And then I'm just going to mix that blue color in here. And you can see I'm going to leave it even kind of marbly. Marbly. It's a very, very, very light blue. It's not, I mean, you can see it on the knife. It's not very blue at all. Alright, then I'm going to come down here and pull it out just as flat as I can get it. Whenever you're using this knife and you got to get that little roll, it's always important to pull that color out flat. Always. Alright, and I got a little roll of it on my knife, if you can see that little roll. Then we'll come up here. Boy, it's hard working with this palette like this. Alright, I'm going to come up here on this first little peak. And I'm just going to start barely pulling it down. Then I'll do the same on this one. Just barely pulling it down. Let that paint break. Just barely. I mean, no pressure. No pressure. And we'll move up to the next peak. We'll pull it down. Same way. No pressure. You want this paint to break. Need them dark colors. About like so. Picks up a little more. We'll come up here to the next one. Just barely pulling it down. Barely. I mean, there's no pressure at all. And the reason that I put that little bit of blue in it rather than going solid white is it's just going to make it look like the Northern Lights are kind of, or it's supposed to make it look like the Northern Lights maybe just kind of reflecting into the snow a little. But I didn't want so much of it that it made it look like the Northern Lights was touching the snow. I just want it to look like it's just a little bit of reflection in there. Now, I've never been fortunate enough to see the Aurora Borealis, but I would love to. That has really got to be a beautiful sight. And for anybody that has seen it, leave me a comment and tell me what the experience was like. Because, I mean, it's got to be I mean, it's got to be breathtaking to see that. All of those different colors coming through. Just, I mean, just lighting up the night sky. That's got to be amazing. But through here, just, you know, it's just like making any mountain you make. You know, your angles are always the most important thing in any mountain. Uh, this mountain is really no different than any other mountain. It just happens to be a mountain that the night, you know, the northern lights are shining on. I mean, you don't have to make it no differently than any other mountain or whatever. Just however you want your mountain to look, then that's the way you should do it. Alright, I'll take the little edge of the knife now, because I got a little small peak right here. I'll come up and I'll put a little light on it. It won't take much. And then I got one over here I'll put a little light on. It won't take much. About like so. Alright, now I'm going to come back up here. And I do want to fix this. I'm going to bring this in just a little bit more to the, yep, I like that. I like that better. Alright, now, this same little pile of paint that we got made up right here, all we're going to do now is we're going to grab a little more blue and bring over into it. Can you see that? And we're just going to make it a brighter blue. It's just got more blue in it now, that's all. This is going to be our shadow color. Now if it gets too dark on you, you can always pick up just a little more white. But you do want it darker. I'd say you want it real close to the color of the Northern Lights. Maybe just a shade darker than that. Because even though you're going to have that light reflecting, your main thing here is shadow still. So in some of that area you won't have any light getting in it. And it won't take near as much paint for this as it did well, I tell you what, let's make a little bit more color. I don't want to run out. That'd be pretty bad. Alright, now I think that's more than enough. But we may use this color somewhere else in this paint before it's all said and done. If not, we'll clean it off and mix up another color. We can do that. Alright, I'm going to pick up just a little bit with that little edge. And we'll come right in here. Oh, my hand's shaking bad tonight. Wow. Alright. We'll come right in here with a little color. About like so. Yep, I like that color. Alright, then we'll come right up here to the top of this one. And we'll come over and touch. And go to pulling this out a little color here. We'll come down our edge here. We'll pull right through this one. Give him a little shadow. And we'll just keep right on through, just like so. Try to leave some of that dark showing too. And now if you accidentally drag some of that white over, we won't cry about that, because it'll just look like spilled over light. That's all it'll look like. We'll just come in here. We just got to give ourselves a shadow wherever we got a lip at. Boy, I done forgot all about this little peak over here. Look. Y'all wasn't even gonna tell me. Y'all just seeing if I was paying attention, that's all. And we'll just bring this on down, like so. And then we'll just work it out. We'll keep this color coming down. Go right through that, push him on back. Just like so. We got a little bit in there, we gotta give him a little bit of shadow. And then just kind of let it join on together like so. We'll have a tree over here anyway, so it's not gonna kill nothing. And we just come in here and pull our color out kind of marbled and let it break. And it leaves a little of that dark. And just work it around over here. Because don't forget, we got some more stuff coming in over here. That'll help with all of this. Alright, about like so. We can bring a little of this in here and just kind of pull it on out. Alright, then we'll clean my knife off. And we'll pick up just a little bit more of the white. Just a little. Ain't gonna be much, just a little. And I want to come up here on some of my edges, and I want to fix some of them. Just a few. About like so. Just to clean up that outside edge and give it a little bumpy look. I think that'll look good. And we'll pull our mountain on down a little bit, about like that. Okay. Clean my knife up. Then I'm going to take my 2-inch brush, or another 2-inch brush, clean and dry. And just like we always do on a mountain, I want to come right up here and I want to just tap it down, just like we always do. Just along the same angles that we was pulling our mountain down in, is the same angle we want to use right here. And just giving ourselves that little bit of mist at the bottom of our mountain here. And then we'll do the same thing over here on this side. About like so. I'm pushing that further and further back. Alright. And then very lightly come in and just barely pull that back up into the, oh boy, what a mess I just made. I got paint all over my hand. I got too much stuff in my way over here. Just not used to painting this way is all. Just had to get used to it. Trying to learn where everything's at tonight. Alright, then we'll do the same thing right here in the blue. Just lightly pull that up. Give yourself that little bit of color. And you can always come in here and blend this out. Make it look like a little cloud if you want to. You can do that all along the bottom. And lightly pull that up, just like so, and remove the brush strokes. Okay. Then we'll pick us up a fan brush, just another number 6. About like so. Then we just want to go right into the Mountain Mix color by itself, and want to tap on some. No, we're going to pull that brush through on both sides. Alright. Then we just want to come up here and start on the outside of the mountain and just start pulling these little tappy trees down and just leaving yourself some mist in here. Don't kill all your mist. That's your separator. Keep your brush good and loaded. Just don't kill all that mist. And you know, anytime you're doing these, you can make some taller, some shorter, some fatter, some skinnier. That's entirely up to you. Just pull yourself some in like that. Try to keep them straight. We don't want them to look like they're falling over back there. And you're probably saying, what do you mean? I don't even see them. Well, you don't yet, but you will here in just a second. Okay. Just like so. Alright. When you're doing this at home or wherever you're at, you'll be able to see what you're doing in this little step-by-step deal like this. Just because you can't see it now, I mean, trust me, you'll be able to see it. Alright, now that same one we used earlier that had the white on it, same fan brush, I'm going to go right back up here into the white, and I'm going to pull it through and get me a little more color on it. Now I'm going to come right at the bottom of those trees we just made, and I'm going to come across there and I'm going to give myself a white line all the way across. Just like so. Now if your line ain't all the way straight, that's fine. I mean, it's probably better if it's not. But just like we did on those curtains up there, that's what we're doing right now. We're laying down a white line with this fan brush. That's all we're doing. All the way across. Alright, then you can get you a paper towel and knock as much white out of that fan brush as you can right now without washing it. You don't want to wash nothing right now that you don't have to and contaminate a brush and carry that thinner back up here on your canvas, because then it'll start doing some crazy stuff. Alright, right here at the bottom of these, we want to come in and we want to pull these up straight right into those trees. And that's going to give us little indications back here of trunks, little tree trunks. And you can pull them up, you know, halfway up into the trees, 3/4 way, however high you want to. It's entirely up to you. But just pull them up straight as you can. And it's gonna show just little indications of trunks back here, which is all we want. That's all we want it to do. See how that worked? It's almost like magic. Just like that. Now it looks like thousands of trees back there. Alright, we'll hang on to that brush for a little bit. Now we're going to come into our other brush that's got the dark color on it. And we're going to load it up again with dark color. Straight mountain mix, that's all this is. If you want to put a little blue in it, a little bit of the phthalo blue, you can. That's entirely up to you. Alright, then we want to come right up here. And I'll start right here with the... And all I'm going to do right here is just make an evergreen. Just like you always make them. Just with the corner of that brush. Just want to tap it down. And come right over the trees that you just made. Come right over that white snow that you just made, or that white that we put down at the bottom of those bushes. And you can stop it right at the base of them. Just a little pass, right in there. Alright, then we'll load up again. And we'll come up here. And we'll make us another one a little taller. Same thing. Just take your brush. And just make you another one. And you bring it down to the same little same little area right there. That's all you got to do. Then we'll load up one more time. And we'll come up here. We'll even put us in another one. Now this one's going to actually go off the canvas on one side, but it won't do it on both sides. And that's when we got to come back up here and start making decisions on on what's in the front and what's in the back and what have you. Just like that. Alright, then we'll come over here on this other side, and we'll bring one right up into our curtain here, and we'll bring it using just a corner. We'll bring it down. And the same thing on this side. When we get down past that white a little bit, we'll stop right there. Just like so. Excuse me. Then we'll come up here and we'll add us another one. so. Then we'll do us another one. Basically, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just going to go all the way off the canvas with them. So if you're painting faster than I am, that's all I'm doing. And if that's what you want to do, go right ahead. Run them right off the canvas, because that's all I'm doing. I'm basically going through the majority of the paint I got over here. Oh boy. And then I'll do one more right here. Just like so. And just like that, it went right off the canvas, just like it was supposed to. It knew that. Now we have 4 and 3 on one side is 7, and they say you're supposed to do them in odd numbers, and we did. How about that? Alright, then what I want to do right quick is I want to come through this dark color one more time. Now this time I do want to put a little blue in it. Not much, just a little. And I want to come right here at the base of that, where we started pulling that up. And I want to just come across here now and try to cover it up with this dark color. Just, you know, don't kill all of it. Just, I want to pat this in. And in spots I want it to be a little taller than other places. But I want to pat this color in all the way across here. Just like so. And then, like I said, in some places I do want it a little taller. I want it to look kind of hilly, is basically what I'm trying to do. Just like that, all the way across. And then over in here, we'll just continue bringing it in there like that. About like so. Okay. Now I'm done with that brush, so I'm going to go ahead and wash it. Now I'm going to grab my liquid white. Oh boy, this could be a tragedy. Filling with liquid white. Alright. This stuff usually gets all over me every time I touch it. Alright, I'm going to take me a clean fan brush, and I'm just going to put a lot of liquid white on there. Well, I say a lot, I'm just going to load it up. And I'm going to bring it over to my palette and just dump it off. That's all I'm doing. And I'm going to leave my palette laying flat so it don't run off. I just want some out on my palette. Then I'll lay that fan brush down across the lid. No, I won't. I'll lay it down across my bucket over here. Alright, now, the fan brush we used earlier that's got the white on it. Remember, we got the mountain color made over here that we use for our shadow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab just a little of that liquid white, and I'm going to bring it over here in this color. And I'm going to mix this blue and this white together now with just liquid white. And that liquid white's going to turn it into a thinner paint, and it's going to change the color of it to a lighter blue, which is what we want. But now we have a thinner, lighter blue on our brush. Oh, I knew it. I got this stuff all over me again. Alright, I'm going to move my palette out of the way for a second. Because, oh boy, I'm going to make a mess. I'm going to have this stuff everywhere. Alright. Now I want to come up here to these trees that we made. And we want to touch very, very little color on these. We don't want a lot of color on these trees, because that dark's what gives it that mystery, that mysterious what's going on back there look. So we definitely don't want it too bright back here. But see, it's not Snow White, it's it's still got a little of that, like it's reflecting into the northern lights. All right, we'll come up and get us just a little bit more for this last one. And we'll bring it in here, like so. And we'll do him the same way. Just a little bit. It don't take much. All right, now with your palette knife, you can come through and just run it through and get a little bit of that color on your knife, and come right up here and run it out and give yourself that little peak you need out here, like so. See how that lit that peak up? Alright, then we'll get us a little more liquid white. And at any point, if you need to pick up a little more blue and bring it in there, you can. But, you know, I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you needed to. Alright, then we're going to come up on this side. And the same thing. We don't want much. We don't want much color up here at all. Just a little. Just here and there. Just touch it on. Believe me, the least you put on here, the better off you'll be, because this can really turn into a muddy situation right here using this using this liquid white, because that liquid white is so thin. Oh, I got this stuff all over my shirt, all over my hands. Plus we're leaving enough dark in here that we're keeping that mysterious feeling about it, you know, like, what's really going on here? Alright, I am have to actually bring a little more blue in. Not much though. Alright, then we'll come over here on this one. Oh boy. That may be a little too much. Well, if nothing else, it gave us a separation of color right there, which might not be a bad thing. And we can bring us a little bit through here in a couple places, just to make it noticeable. All right, I'm gonna we'll do the last one now. Just like so. All right, just like we did a minute ago, we'll grab that little bit of blue and pull them through. I wasn't trying to rhyme right there, I promise. Oh, blue and pull it through. All right, I'm gonna go back up here now and see if I can fix this without causing a whole world of hate. Just like so. Because I did kind of mess that up a little. Since he is the last tree out here, I'll give him a little more color. Make him look like he's in front of this one. I'll even carry him down a little further. Not like so. Alright. Maybe our critics won't kill us on that. If the police pull up in a few minutes and take me to jail for messing up a painting, y'all tell them I didn't do it on purpose. Alright, now I'm going to drop that one in the thinner. I think we're through with it. And I'm going to go back now and pick up that 1-inch brush that we used earlier to pull our curtains up with to start with. And I'm going to pick up the brush that has the liquid white on it, and I'm going to get a little more out of my cap, And I'll bring it up here, just like so. And I'm going to dump it off on my palette. Then I'll let it brush off to the side again. And this time I'm going to tap that brush into the liquid white, and I'm going to come right up to my blue. Ooh. And I'm going to tap it in. And I don't want a real dark blue. But I don't want the same color as the tree blue. Because what we're fixing to do is, we're fixing to put a couple of bushes right here under these evergreens, just like so. And we just want them to have that crystallized ice look to them, like the little lacy bushes have when you do them. All right, and over here we're gonna have a couple little bushes on this side, about like so. And we'll bring these on down like this. Since that tree came further down, we'll bring a couple of these little bushes on further down. See how we did that? Now, I'm going to come in here now to my liquid white and go over to the light blue pile, because now I do want a light color. I don't want it to be dark. I want a light blue color. And I want to come right across this bottom where we took that fan brush earlier. And I want to come across here, and I just want to barely touch. Right through here. And I just want to make a light blue row of bushes across here, just like so. About like that's all we need. Okay. Then I'll lay that brush down again. Well, I'm telling you, I am covered in liquid white. Good grief. I don't know what it is about me and liquid white, but I'm telling you, I cannot touch that stuff that it just don't flood me. I mean, it gets all over me. All right, now I want to pick up another clean 1-inch brush, just like so. And I'll bring it up here to just a plain white and pull some of that off on my brush. And I'm going to come right in here under these bushes, and I'm going to start pulling that color out, just like so, all the way across here. Then I'm going to come on this side and pull it out this way, just like so. Then over here, pull it out, just like so. And then just come up in here and work on your lay of the land. Just pull it out to where it's the way you want it to be. And then at the very end, take and just tap you in some white into your brush. Even if you have to get in your new pile over there, just tap straight down into some solid white. And come back up here under these bushes and just come across that little snow line right there, and just add you some snow looking stuff under here. Just leave a little dark, and then come back up and just barely pull that out, just like so. And what you have is in my opinion, just a snowy little Northern Lights painting. And you can come in here and pull out as much of that color as you can, because all it's going to do is it's just going to look like shadow. That's all it's going to do. But just like that, you got what I think is an effective little painting. Then you can take your script liner and don't put it in the thinner. Go into that little pile of liquid white that you got on your palette, or wherever you're hiding your liquid white at, and just pull it out real thin, and come right up here and put your mark on, just like so. And I'd say you got a Northern Light painting just like that. And I hope y'all enjoyed that. It's a real, like I said, it's a real basic, simple Northern Lights painting. There's a couple things you can do different in this painting if you want to. There's ways that you can come further up the canvas, and you put water in it if you want to. I mean, there again, it's your world. However you want it to look is how it should look. But I just wanted to do something that I felt like was simple, that anybody that's painting, I mean, you can even take a fan brush or a filbert brush, either one, after the painting's completely done, and you can come in here and, you can come right in here and just pull out some of these colors. I mean, there's all kind of little tips and tricks you can do to this painting to make it more effective. And it's so easy to do. I mean, this is really I'd say definitely a beginner painting. I mean, a beginner can do this painting easy. Now, somebody that's more intermediate and more to the advanced side can come in here and just really add to the overall effect while they're making it their own, and end up with something just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you really can. But I hope y'all enjoyed this one. I kind of enjoyed it. I mean, I hadn't done this little painting in quite some time. It's been, I think the last time I done it for a group of teenagers, and they all really did good on it. They had a ball doing it. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Guys that reached out to me wanting to do a Northern Light, send me another message and let me know what y'all thought about it. If it's not what you're looking for, then I'll do another one. I'll do a multicolored one. But to do a multicolored one, all you got to do is add more color in the top. That's all you got to do. But, all right, let me look in the monitor here. I don't think I forgot to do nothing. It looks good to me. All right, guys. Thank y'all for joining me. The channel is growing. Keep liking and subscribing and sharing me if you can. I appreciate it. I mean, don't think I don't. Thank y'all very, very much for what you have done for me. I love you guys. God loves you more. Y'all have a blessed night, and see you again pretty soon on Painting with Harold.